What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video I am going to explain the Kingdom Hearts Heartless. So, the Heartless, the original and longest running villains of Kingdom Hearts. In this video, I'm going to try and give you some of the history of the Heartless, how they can be created, and try and explain the different types of Heartless. In Kingdom Hearts, Darkness, the embodiment of evil, originally had physical forms, but decided to cast them off so it could directly attack people's hearts and feed on the negative emotions of people. When they were able to do this, they would give rise to the original pureblood Heartless. Contrary to the name, most Heartless are actually manifested hearts. They gain the name Heartless because they behave like they are devoid of emotion, thus Heartless. Heartless will use dark corridors to seek out the heart of worlds of light in order to corrupt them. Now, the dark corridors are like the weird dark passages of smoke that you see like a lot of the bad guys use to get from one place to another. The only way to keep a world safe is to lock the world's heart with a keyblade. That being said, this just saves the world from falling to the darkness, but it will not keep Heartless out of the world. Like, they can still get there, they just can't like corrupt the world anymore. Heartless can be destroyed by certain weapons of magic, though it is only temporary, as long as there is darkness in people's hearts, the Heartless will always return. So not necessarily the Heartless you destroy, but Heartless, as long as there's darkness in people's hearts, they'll just keep coming back. Now, a caveat to this is by using a Keyblade to destroy the Heartless. If one is slain by a Keyblade, it will be freed and returned to the original body it came from, unless a nobody was created from the body, or you're a special case like Sora, but we'll have to save those for later videos. Basically, Heartless can come in a plethora of different shapes and sizes. The powers and abilities they use will also depend on the Heartless, using everything from just straight physical attacks to strong or weak magic attacks, with the power of the Heartless being proportional to the depth of the darkness that it was created. So if it was in-depth, very bad darkness that created the Heartless, you're going to get a really strong Heartless. Or if you just had, like, a little bit of black in your heart, you'll just get, like, one of these that's on screen right now, which aren't very strong, but those in great numbers can cause a lot of damage. The real threat of the Heartless is their number, though. Unless you are dealing with an exceptionally strong Heartless created for a particular purpose, most of the time they will attack in large groups and just try to overwhelm whoever they were attacking. Heartless can come in two varieties, the pureblood Heartless, like the ones that you've been seeing on screen this whole time, and emblem Heartless that can be broken down into three different types, and we're going to get into all those types later here in the video. However, there are also special Heartless, which don't quite fall into the other two categories, and we'll explain what makes them special when we get to them. First off, let's start off with the pureblood Heartless, which is basically what we've spent the whole first part of this video describing. So to sum up the pureblood Heartless, they are the original Heartless. They are the most numerous of the Heartless and also the weakest of the Heartless. Native to the realm of darkness, they will be attracted to and be more numerous in worlds that are close to being lost to the darkness or saturated in darkness. Now, darkness is basically just the Kingdom Hearts way of saying evil. If the world's light has been lost, it will fall to the darkness, and it will become a lost world. Okay, so we already went over the creation earlier in the video. However, when they are destroyed, they will disappear in puffs of smoke, and a heart will not leave their body unless it's killed by a Keyblade. Now, the next type of Heartless we have are actually the emblem Heartless, which you're now seeing on screen. The emblem Heartless were originally artificially created by a machine that was trying to replicate the process of darkness taking over the heart. And you see a lot of that in Kingdom Hearts, people trying to use machines to kind of replicate this magic. Although now they seem to spawn as the same rate as pureblood Heartless. So the machine may have originally created them, but they have definitely spawned into their own thing. A especially powerful emblem Heartless can be created using darkness on a creature or individual. They are more common in the worlds in the realm of light, and like the purebloods, they come in many forms. However, they tend to adapt their appearance to the world that they are mimicking, the creatures or objects in that world. Emblem Heartless have different forms that they can take other than the standard emblem Heartless, and the first one of those is what are called the gummy Heartless. So these are Heartless that are found in the space between the worlds. Some of them are just piloting other gummy ships, so it's just regular Heartless piloting ships like you are flying through this void. And some of them, though, have taken on the appearance, size, and shape of the gummy ships. So it's basically an emblem Heartless that's adapted to the Void, and now they look like gummy ships, and they can use the same attacks as gummy ships. It is never explained how they made it into the space, but they are the main problems you would need to deal with while traveling between the worlds. After the gummy Heartless, though, we get into the special Heartless. So special Heartless are emblem Heartless that do not necessarily fit the standard Heartless mold. To start with, they don't have visible emblems, their shapes do not match the classic Heartless, and they are exceptionally powerful. Examples of these are the robed figure that you see throughout the series. Now, this robed figure is Xehanort's heart, separated from his body and traveling through time to enact Xehanort's plan. So it is technically a Heartless, and Xehanort's heart is very dark. So it is technically a Heartless, but since it's not taking on the shape of a normal Heartless, it wears this robe so it can communicate with people from the past, or technically, I guess, this Heart's future. So it's kind of weird how time travel works in Kingdom Hearts, and we'll get into that in a whole other video. And then you have Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, and he is the Heartless of Terranort. Now, Terranort is Xehanort inhabiting Terra's body, and when Terra pulled out his heart, he created two people. He created his nobody called Xemnas, and his Heartless is Ansem the Wise. So thus making him a Heartless, but not your typical Heartless, because basically Terranort was just so powerful that his heart could take this form and not the form of like a regular Heartless. Then you have this thing here, which is actually called the World of Chaos. Now, this is a Heartless that has basically been created as a world, and what this does is this actually fuses with Ansem, and they actually fight together to battle you. So this is considered a special Heartless because, like I said, it's not like the normal Heartless. This is actually the size of an entire world, as basically became a Heartless. Now, this could be a fallen world that we never get to see that is just now a Heartless, and once you defeat it, its heart would just go back to wherever it was going to go back to, since you defeat it with a Keyblade, so it probably reawakened a world somewhere that we just don't get to see. Then the really weird one here is Scar. Now, basically, Scar is a ghost Heartless. So what do I mean by that? He is a Heartless created from the ghost of Scar when Scar was defeated by Simba. So I know any controversy you have in the actual movie that, obviously Scar falls, he's defeated by the, hyenas possibly, or he's killed by Hercules as the Nemean lion. All that's kind of thrown out in Kingdom Hearts. He is legit defeated, and when he's defeated, his soul leaves his body, and I guess his heart just kind of goes with it, because heart and soul in Kingdom Hearts are kind of the same thing, and that creates Scar. Now, the reason Scar is a special Heartless is because his darkness was strong enough to create a exceptionally powerful Heartless, but it does not change what he actually looks like. He just gains more power as a dark Heartless. So that's what makes him a special Heartless. So now, the final type of Heartless is a possessed Heartless. Now, a possessed Heartless is when a person, creature, or object is possessed by a Heartless, they become a possessed Heartless. Good examples of this are Riku when he was possessed by Ansem, Buzz when he's possessed by the darkness, when he starts to have doubts and worries and fears about when Andy's going to come back. Oogie's Manor, which is basically Oogie Boogie's house that gets possessed by a Heartless. And another fun one is the Cave of Wonders, where the lion mouth, this is actually Cave of Wonders guardian, becomes a Heartless, as you guys can see. So when a person becomes a possessed Heartless, they do gain an increase in strength, magical ability, and their overall power. However, what they'll do after that is essentially just attack their friends and lose their sense of self until they are defeated. And this does usually bring them back to normal, although they will retain some of the darkness within them. That's why Riku still has a connection to Ansem and Dark Riku, or Riku Replica, because he's carrying around some of that darkness, and that's why his Keyblade is the way to the dawn. It's halfway between dark and light, and he builds up a really strong resistance to the darkness through working with it and accepting it as a part of himself, not as something to be thrown off, but something to take into oneself and go, okay, this is me, I am Riku, I have darkness within me, and that's pretty much how he does it. But like I said, once you defeat them as a possessed Heartless, they still retain some of that darkness within their body. And guys, that's pretty much it on Heartless. That's basically everything you would need to know. If I missed anything, please let me know in the comments down below. If there's anything you would like for me to go a more in-depth look on, a more deep dive into any particular type of Heartless, please let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know what your guys' favorite Heartless was. And while you're all down there in those comments, guys, please remember to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so you never miss another video from me. And I will see you guys in the next video. I'm getting attacked by my cat.